Oh yeah, this station gets truly funky. This radio station is taking over the airwaves. Not attempt to change the channel.
Knock it off at your change result.
Is no
Restart.
result. You
It's 800 beer kind.
only have to.
Good morning on this 1st of November, All Saints' Day. And welcome to Radio Pirate Woman. We are on FM 102, in case you're twiddling the knobs, and we will be on the air till about 1 o'clock. Now, I've got to make apologies, is that there is a bit of a buzz today because the atmosphere is a very, very low pressure.
The woman in your life, she can rest so easily. She knows everything you do because the woman in your life is you.
More women listen to the radio, and yet there was no such thing as a women's radio.
About the mid-80s, there could have been at least 200 stations on the air in Ireland between FM, AM and shortwave.
There's so many commitments in the home, and if they're working, that they don't really have time to be able to have a kind of regular meeting once a week or whatever have you. So this the idea of gathering women 4 times a year, and out of that then came the radio.
Nope. Mr. Pop. Eat.
On the whole relationship of language and women in this country, you have James Joyce, you've Bernard Shaw, you've O'Casey. Where did they get the language from? And the language basically comes from within the home and from the woman, and this has never ever been recognised. And the stories, and also in Galway, because we have the Irish and the English, so the whole richness of the language. So put in a licence based on the richness and on the endorsement and appreciation of women's language. You're quite willing for us to open our purse with commercial radio, but you don't let us open our mouths. So we then went on the air.
But they never bothered us. They haven't yet.
No, with the local radio is that they began to do witch hunting and began putting great headlines saying as we're giving out abortion information and contraception and all the rest of the things. But because of Mary, there's no way, Mary, that they could come and haul you off. No, it's perfectly true. Because we have quite a balance of a whole lot of different things. If it was just honouring me on the radio, it was probably certainly would. But because it is a kind of grassroots radio, we've got.
But I doubt if what you're saying is because of me.
I would think so, Mary. I mean, it would look dreadful, wouldn't it?
Yes. But we have a great chat here. Bit of fun and talk and poetry. Somebody comes and sings, and I say a bit of poetry. Honor sings.
But you can forbid me to think, and you can forbid my tears to flow, and you can shut my mouth when I sing.
She talks about the union. Trade union is her
It could be anything. It's a kind of a situation where basically it's like the neighbour dropping in.
Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Ah, whoosh.
Your job. It's not my job. It's not my job. What we're trying to have is a communal activity other than having to pass a microphone round. We are not so much interested in women listening to us as women coming and participating, which is completely the different way.
And my 4-million-year-old ancestor opened its eyes and stood up And it was then that I realised that what I had found was a woman.
Any woman can say what she wants. Any woman can disagree with what's been said. And they can disagree in any way. I mean, as loudly as they want, and equally so, they can say what they want, because like Mary and I,
We don't agree at all.
we don't agree at all on social issues like abortion and contraception,
And divorce.
divorce and lesbianism.
Yes.
Yes.
Women have a right to choose for themselves. They are the ones who are going to have to bear the child. They are responsible women. They are going to think very carefully about the whole social responsibility. And so therefore the decision about whether they wish to have an abortion or not is up to them. But to deprive them of that choice is a crime. And I think that the real criminals are the government, who are actually keeping information to themselves and depriving us. Now, if you're pregnant, and also these clinics is that they do pregnancy testing, they do sterilization, and also is that they help for those men and women who cannot have children, who cannot get pregnant. They also help with contraception, and they are an advice centre. And I don't see why, by reading these numbers out, that I am a criminal.
But it's the kind of chat that we like, because it's an opportunity as well for us to kind of hear other points of view, and also to learn how to put a point of view without me saying to Mary all the time rubbish, and then have to think about
saying
things.
to you rubbish.
That's right. And so it means is that we actually are learning how to express what we say without us getting into a total confrontational thing. We can still talk about things and work on things that we agree with. We go on the air maybe for about 3 weeks and have it as a radio festival. We are not so much interested in women listening to us as women coming and participating, which is completely the different way.
As soon as we arrived, the hunt was there. They were all there in their boots and their green jackets and great horse boxes and whatever have you, and all on top. Of course, hunt to me, it's like putting a red rag to a bull because of the little fox. So I got out my microphone, and the dogs were barking and the horses were clacking and whatever have you. It was all exciting. The tourists were there, and I brought out my tape recorder. I said, "Who are you hunting? Who are you hunting? What about the fox?" And they wouldn't answer me.
Foxes should be alive and red and shining in the sun in gardens and freedom.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be dragged through
Dead bodies dragged over the thing as sport.
disgusting.
That is disgusting.
And here's Sheila, who can tell you everything.
Oh, that's not a bit fair.
Right, Sheila was the first one to set up the women's conscious raising
Mary,
in Galway back in the 70s, weren't you, Sheila?
Why is that black lady made to wait in the queue again, while children my age...
I mean, the old radio Paris, they were just wall-to-wall music. I mean, in the days when we first went on, Paris came and said, "Oh, you could have a very successful radio if you stopped all that feminist talk and just played music."
These children back from school, like, so she drops in to have a few words.
Princess.
Just the kind of an atmosphere that is created.
One time there was a little princess and she went out picking roses. So she felt very tired, so she decided to sit down for a little while and sleep. A few hours later she arrived home. And it was her birthday the next day, and she got lots of presents. They were presents. If I could only hold him tight, he'd know my love was true. As I reach out for to touch him, and I'm not there. I want someone help me through this tragic three-way love affair. I want someone help me through this tragic three-way love affair.
All sorts of strange, weird and wonderful women coming in and putting all sorts of strange, weird and wonderful views. And You know, that can be very dangerous, you know, almost as dangerous as sort of, you know, giving women the vote and teaching them how to read and write and all of this revolutionary stuff, you know, which didn't actually make the sky fall.
The green can come down and actually fade over the year.
I'm a mother. I have 5 children. I live in a caravan in Westside. I am living in conditions that I find are unsuitable for animals, and I don't believe that we can go on with it much longer. I think that we will have to go higher and investigate, even go to a court of human rights if it need be so.
And then at midnight, the bewitching hour.
The big knocker is banging. One of us goes to the door and we open it. And who's standing there? But a beautiful lady dressed all in white. We welcome her in, 'cause we never know on Halloween night who the strangers may be. We told her to sit down by the fire and she sat down. We said, put more turf on the fire. It's a cold night outside. The wind is banging and the rain is dropping.
You know, Mary, that when you say that you're not allowed to speak on RT because of Section 31, why are you not allowed to speak on RT?
I'm not allowed to speak because I'm a member of Sinn Féin. Sinn Féin because it has a policy which would mean a radical change in this country. Has, of course, dangerous ideas for the establishment.
The joy of sex was banned last week by the censorship board. The whole joy of sex with love is that there is no rules so long as you enjoy, and the choice is practically unlimited. So that the way that we govern and we live in the country, that is limited. It's just a few people tell us what we can do. And even the same way of making love, also we are told that we are not allowed to find out about it. But what you can't do, if you have no money, you can't go to the public library and say, I would like to read The Joy of Sex. Now, the public library, that is your money. The books are paid by you.
It does not matter if you should jail us, for we are free and kept alive by hope. It does not matter if you should jail us, for we are free and kept alive by hope.
We're coming off because there's some very good singers. Can you hear the singing taking place? I do. Yeah, well, that's live.
Right?
It does not matter if you should jail us, for we are free and kept alive by hope. It does not matter if you should jail us, for we are free and kept alive by hope. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. It does not matter if you should jail us, for we are free and kept alive by hope. It does not matter if you should jail us, for we are free and kept alive by hope. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength. A heavy load, and it will take some real strength.
Raise up your heart, Teresa Ramshomola.
We sit around, we have a chat, we dance, we sing, we enjoy ourselves.
And yet radio is so important, I mean, because it is so accessible and it's so cheap.
The women of Galway are
We will be able to give our messages to the world. This week is your week.
The women of Galway are singing this song.
Galway will have the first women's radio There never has been a women's radio before. It's time now that our voices were heard.
The King of Glory. We're sending your name to the King of Glory.